Hello guys, welcome to this session. How are you all? We did not meet for 3 days. We have never been away for so many days. This is rapid revision session. Did you like that, the name? Rapid revision. This is rapid revision course. So guys, today I'm going to do questions on literary theory, literary criticism, and this is the first session. We will continue like this, and also I will teach you literary criticism because some exams are coming up. People were asking me. And also I had a criticism and theory course running. I hope all my students are joining and attending this session. Guys, are you ready? Or do we wait for more people to join us? Have you been studying literary criticism? Literary criticism questions are very deep now these days. Okay, we are starting now. More students are coming in. Welcome everybody. Please like the video as soon as you come in because this is going to be an awesome session. Okay, we start from the beginning. Which of the following is true of Plato's views in Phaedrus? Plato has written a lot of dialogues in which Socrates is the main character, Henna. And in Phaedrus he talked about writing, speech, etc. And also, did you know, in Phaedo and Republic, Plato talked about theory of forms. So, not only Republic, many books are important for us. Tell me, which of the following is true of Plato's views in Phaedrus? He did not know writing. He advocated writing over speech. He considered speech to be better than writing. He invented writing. Bolo. Sorry. Did you know Plato considered speech to be better than writing? Guys, this is like what Saussure said. Ferdinand de Saussure also said speech is better than writing because there is a presence in speech. Most of you said correctly. Wonderful. Speech is better than writing, he said. Because writing is not complete. And this was later a very important aspect in Ferdinand de Saussure also. And later in Republic, which is one of his later works, he talked more about what is great poetry, what is ideal poetry. Okay, on which of these grounds did Plato not attack poetry? On which of these grounds did Plato not attack poetry? Did he attack poetry on utilitarian grounds? Did he attack poetry on social grounds? On moral grounds? Did he attack poetry on intellectual grounds? Plato attacked poetry on utilitarian grounds. Yes, because he said, the question is, on which of these grounds did Plato not attack poetry? Utilitarian grounds he did attack. saying that poetry does not create any use. He did attack poetry on social grounds. Did he attack poetry on social grounds? No. Social means what? You can say it is bad for society. But moral, intellectual, utilitarian, yes. Social, no. He attacked poetry on utilitarian grounds, yes. He attacked poetry on moral grounds, yes. Saying poetry is not moral. He attacked poetry on intellectual grounds, saying poetry does not add any intellectual ideas. Poetry does not add any new intellectual ideas. It is, these three are very famously Plato's arguments against poetry. Intellectual means poetry does not add any intellectual value. Did you understand? Yes. In Plato's Iron, remember Plato wrote Iron. Iron is a story of a rhapsody. Rhapsody means a poet who is singing other people's poetry. A rhapsody sings other people's poetry. In Plato's Iron, what metaphor does Socrates employ to discuss divine inspiration? Socrates talks about divine inspiration using which metaphor? Do you know? Socrates says that this is a Socratic dialogue. Socrates is the speaker. Socrates says that first there is the muse. Muse attracts the poet. Poet attracts the rhapsody. Rhapsody attracts the audience. Listen everybody. The muse is first. Muse attracts the poet. Plato did argue about impact on society, yes, but of all the four, social maybe, because always the other three are very famous of his arguments. He clearly stated it. Of all the four, probably social is the answer. That is how I put it. In Plato's Iron, what metaphor does Socrates? So it is magnet. Cave and painting he mentions, but it is not about divine inspiration. Divine inspiration is magnet. Divine inspiration is magnet. Plato says that the muse is attracting the poet. The poet is attracting the rhapsody. The rhapsody is attracting the people, audience. Okay, guys? So it is magnet. Then, which of the following is a metaphor for education? Which of the following is a metaphor for education? Allegory of the sun, allegory of the cave, allegory of the divided line, allegory of the magnet. What is the meaning of metaphor for education? Plato said that we are all trapped inside a cave. We can't move our heads. Then we are all thinking that this is our reality, but we are actually looking at reflection and echoes. So one of us is prompted to move out of our position, go and see the reality for ourselves. And then we understand that this is the real reality. Sun is the reality. And then we understand that we have to inspire other people also to come and see the reality. It is allegory of the cave. Allegory of the sun means what? Allegory of the sun means it is sunlight that makes us see. It is not enough to have vision. It is sunlight that makes us see. Like that, it is not enough to have an understanding of truth. We should have a knowledge of goodness. It is not enough to have an understanding of truth. we should also have a knowledge of goodness. Our British literature course is going on, Moshmi. British literature course is every day in the evening. Right now, criticism and theory course free is also there. British literature course is mainly 5 to 7 p.m. and you will get time to study afterwards. There are exhaustive PDF and videos plus also quizzes. Right. So allegory of the sun, I told you. Allegory of the divided line means we have to move from sensory knowledge to abstract knowledge. We have to move from sensory knowledge to abstract knowledge. That is allegory of the divided line. Will you please look up? These are all allegories of Plato. Okay, guys? Now, which are the two ways to represent action according to Aristotle? In which two ways, according to Aristotle, action can be represented? Is it narration and telling, action and mime, graphics and narration, narration and dramatic representation? What are the two ways in which you can represent action? You can represent action through narration. In which works do you narrate? Narration is in epics. You can represent action through narration as in epics. Then you can represent action as in drama. Yes, narration and dramatic representation. It is epic and tragedy comedy. Narration is in epic. Drama is in tragedy and comedy. Then, according to Aristotle, tragedy represents men dash. According to Aristotle, tragedy represents men as they are. Tragedy represents men better than the norm. Tragedy represents men worse than the norm as perfect. Think and say. Aristotle famously says men should not be perfect. Listen everyone, Aristotle says men should not be perfect in tragedy. They should have a hamartia. But they are people who are better than the normal. They are not perfect men. Aristotle says tragedy should not represent perfect men. They are not perfect. They have a hamartia. But they should be better than the normal. These tragic heroes are better than ordinary people. Tragic heroes are not ordinary people. They are people better than ordinary people. Did you understand? Yes. As perfect is wrong. According to Aristotle, tragedy represents men. As perfect is wrong. Men should not be perfect. They have hamartia, but they should be better than the normal. Who in 1895 famously translated Aristotle's Poetics? Bolo? Who in 1895 famously translated Aristotle's Poetics? Is it S.H. Butcher, Ingram Bywater, Seth Bernadette and Michael Davis, George Whalley? Who translated Aristotle's Poetics in 1895? Bolo? Famous translation is that of S.H. Butcher. S.H. Butcher's translation is famous. Aristotle's Poetics famously translated in 1895 by S.H. Butcher. 1895 is a very momentous year. So many things happened in that year. To Carthage then I came burning. This line is a reference to which medieval critic, bolo? To Carthage then I came burning. Where do you find this line? Do you remember where this line is from? To Carthage then I came burning. It is a line from Fire Sermon of the Wasteland. In the Wasteland, in Fire Sermon, we have this line. This line refers to which medieval critic? Which medieval critic is referred to in the Fire Sermon, bolo? Is it Saint Augustine? Is it Quintilian, Saint Thomas Aquinas, or Averroes? In Fire Sermon of Wasteland, we have Fire Sermon refers to the sermons of Buddha and Saint Augustine. So, to Carthage then I came burning is a statement from Saint Augustine. Don't forget, okay? It is from Saint Augustine. Which of the following is a predominant critical school of the medieval period? Is it Stoicism, Scholasticism, Sophism, Platonism? Which of the following was a predominant critical school of the medieval period? Stoicism, remember, is in ancient Greece. Scholasticism, Sophism, Platonism. Sophism also ancient Greece. Scholasticism is what Saint Thomas Aquinas belonged to. Saint Thomas Aquinas was a scholastic philosopher. What is scholasticism? Scholasticism means rigid thinking. In the Renaissance period, scholasticism was replaced by intellectual freedom. In the medieval period, scholasticism was replaced by intellectual freedom. So, the predominant critical school is scholasticism. Okay, Stoicism and Sophism are in ancient Greece. Okay, guys? Who of the following categorized the errors of the human mind as the idols of tribe, idols of the cave, idols of the marketplace, idols of theatre? Bolo. Thank you, Raila. My new kurta, okay? It is my new kurta. Did you like it? My cousin made it. Stoicism as a movement was there in ancient Greece, but Stoicism is there in Hamlet. So many people employed Stoicism. Later also. Idols of the tribe means what? Idols of the tribe is part of human nature. Mistakes that we make because we are human. Idols of the cave means because of our passion, because of our belief in some ideology, we make mistakes. We don't understand the real thing. Idols of the marketplace is mistakes we make because of politics. Idols of theatre means mistakes made in philosophy, mistakes made in knowledge systems itself. Did you understand, everybody? Idols of tribe. HSA course I have separately. HSA course and HSST course we are doing along with NET also. So, idols of the tribe, idols of the cave, idols of the marketplace, idols of the theatre, these are all mistakes made by the human mind. It is Francis Bacon who talked about it. Francis Bacon. Once again, guys, as idols of the tribe is mistakes made by human nature itself. Idols of the cave is because of our passion, belief in some ideas. Idols of marketplace is politics. Idols of theatre is made by philosophy, our knowledge systems, etc. Make mistakes. Okay. The Shakespeare Nostrat is a work that reflects the lifetime of practical experience of its author. Who is the author? The Shakespeare Nostrat is a work that reflects a lifetime of practical experience of the author. Who is the author? It is, have you heard of the Shakespeare Nostrat? It is part of Timber or Discoveries Made Upon Men and Matter. It is by Ben Jonson. Timber or Discoveries Made Upon Men and Matter. Haven't you heard? Ben Jonson's commonplace book. It is Ben Jonson. The Shakespeare Nostrat is part of, I will write here, okay? Part of Timber or Discoveries. Then, which kind of poetry, according to Sidney, softens the heart and arouses sympathy for the suffering? Which kind of poetry softens the heart, arouses sympathy for the suffering? Is it pastoral, lyric, satiric, elegiac? Bolo. Softens the heart, arouses sympathy for poor suffering shepherds. Kaisa hoga? It is elegiac poetry. Elegiac poetry. Remember, Sidney talked about 3 kinds of poetry. What are they? Religious poetry, philosophical poetry, the right or true kind of poetry. How did Sidney describe poetry? Sidney said, poetry is a speaking picture with the end to teach and delight. Poetry is a speaking picture with the end to teach and delight, said Sidney. Sidney also said that epic is the highest kind of poetry. Epic is the highest kind of poetry. Did you know, guys, Sidney was influenced by Minturno, Scaliger and Castelvetro. Minturno, Scaliger and Castelvetro. Very good, very good. Many of you are saying correct answers. Wonderful. Which of the following is wrongly matched? Certain Notes of Instruction. Is it by Ben Jonson? Anatomy of Absurdity. Is it by Thomas Nash? The Art of Rhetoric. Is it by Sir Thomas Wilson? The Defense of Rhyme. Is it by Samuel Daniel? Which of the following is wrongly matched? Certain Notes of Instruction किसने लिखा? Is it Ben Jonson? No, it is George Gascoigne. Certain Notes of Instruction is by George Gascoigne, not Ben Jonson. Will you remember? Anatomy of Absurdity is by Thomas Nash. Art of Rhetoric is by Sir Thomas Wilson. Will you remember? Defense of Rhyme is by Samuel Daniel. Wow. Ben Jonson did not write Certain Notes of Instruction. Ben Jonson wrote the Shakespeare Nostrat. Gascoigne wrote Certain Notes of Instruction. ठीक है? Will you remember, guys? Okay. Which of the following is not a feature of Neoclassicism? हम पहुंच गए Neoclassicism में. Ingenuity, order, proportion, standardization. Bolo. Ingenuity means originality. Is originality necessary in Neoclassicism? Should there be originality in Neoclassicism? No. Neoclassicism believed in imitation. Originality is not needed. Ingenuity मतलब क्या है? Ingenuity means originality. No. Neoclassicism believed in imitation, है ना? Imitation of the classics. Neoclassicism did not advocate originality or ingenuity. Neoclassicism did advocate order, Neoclassicism wanted proportion. Neoclassicism wanted standardization, but not ingenuity. All right. Who of the following wrote a series of essays on the pleasures of imagination? Bolo. Who of the following wrote a series of essays on the pleasures of imagination? Is it Locke, Coleridge, Burke or Addison? Is it Locke, Coleridge, Burke or Addison? Pleasures of Imagination, written by Addison in Spectator. In Spectator, there is a series of essays by Addison on the pleasures of imagination. As soon as you see imagination, don't say Coleridge. As soon as you see imagination, don't say Coleridge, okay? Pleasures of Imagination is a series of essays by Addison. Don't misunderstand, okay? मैंने दिया था Coleridge so that you will be mistaken. I deliberately gave Coleridge option so that you will be mistaken. ठीक है? Pleasures of imagination. Don't make a mistake now. Okay? Very good. Next. Which of the following is not Neander's view of Shakespeare? Which of the following is not Neander's view of Shakespeare? Neander kaun hai bolo? Neander is the character in of dramatic poesy. Shakespeare was not of an age but of all time. Did Neander say that? Shakespeare had the largest and the most comprehensive soul. Did Neander say that? Shakespeare was naturally learned. Did Neander say that? Shakespeare was the Homer or father of our dramatic poets. Johnson was the Virgil, the pattern of elaborate writing. Bolo. Shakespeare was not of an age but of all time, said Johnson, not Dryden. It is Ben Jonson who said it. ये तो बेन जॉनसन का स्टेटमेंट है. ये सब तो ड्राइडन या नियंडर का स्टेटमेंट्स हैं. नियंडर ने बोला शेक्सपियर had the largest and the most comprehensive soul. Shakespeare was naturally learned. Shakespeare was the Homer or father of our dramatic poets. Will you remember, guys? This is Ben Jonson. Rest Dryden. Who among the following is not translated in Fables Ancient and Modern? Who among the following is not translated in Fables Ancient and Modern? Ovid. Did Dryden translate Ovid in Fables? Did Dryden translate Homer in Fables? Did Dryden translate Dante? Did Dryden translate Boccaccio? Bolo. Ovid, Homer, Dante, Boccaccio. It is Dante. Dante is not translated in Fables, Ancient and Modern. ठीक है? Boccaccio is there. Homer is there. Ovid is also there. Dryden praised the Canterbury Tales for its decorous depiction. Decorous मतलब क्या है? Decorous means with decorum, means appropriate. Dryden praised the Canterbury Tales for its decorous depiction of, is it plot and diction? Is it status and diction? Is it matter and manner? None of these. Bolo, guys. Why did Dryden praise Canterbury Tales? Bolo. What did he think is appropriate in Canterbury Tales? Is it plot and diction? Is it status and diction? It is the matter and manner. Matter and manner of the tales are appropriately depicted, he said. Matter and manner of the tale. Okay. Who defined poetry? Matter and manner matlab kya hai? I will explain. Matter of the tale means content of the tales. Manner of the tales means the genre. Matter and manner suited the characters. What do you mean by that? Vulgar characters depicted said vulgar tales. Serious characters narrated serious tales. That is the meaning. Jaise character, वैसे tale. Did you understand? Okay. Then, who defined poetry as the art of uniting pleasure with truth? Pleasure should be united with truth by calling imagination to the help of reason. अरे यहाँ भी है imagination. Who defined poetry as the art of uniting pleasure with truth by calling imagination to the help of reason? Is it Dryden or Johnson, Addison or Pope? You will be amazed to know this is a neoclassical critic who is saying pleasure should be there, imagination should be there. क्यों बोल रहा है ऐसा? Because he was a late neoclassicist. He came at the end of neoclassicism and he was almost showing romanticism also. Yes, it is Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson defined poetry as the art of uniting pleasure with truth by calling imagination to the help of reason. Will you remember everybody? Samuel Johnson, correct. In which of Shakespeare's plays, according to Johnson, are the unities of time, place and action largely irrelevant? In which of Shakespeare's plays, according to Johnson, are the unities of time, place and action largely irrelevant? You don't have to. Shakespeare doesn't have to maintain unities. In which plays? Is it English histories, great tragedies, dark comedies or tragicomedies? Is it English histories, great tragedies, dark comedies or tragicomedies? Unities are irrelevant, he said. कुछ लोग तो गलत बोल रहे हैं. It is English histories. Johnson said English histories are neither tragedies nor comedies. So unities are irrelevant, he said. So no guys, I will explain, ठीक है? Shakespeare's English histories are neither comedies nor tragedies. So they don't need unities, said Johnson. Will you remember now? Who said? Shakespeare has no heroes. His scenes are occupied by men. Who said? Shakespeare has no heroes. His scenes are occupied by men. कोई नहीं, it is okay. Shakespeare has no heroes, only heroines, said Ruskin. I should have put Ruskin here so that you will be confused. Shakespeare has no heroes, only heroines, said Ruskin. Shakespeare has no heroes. His scenes are occupied by men, said Johnson. Johnson said Shakespeare has no heroes. There are only human beings in his place. Ruskin said Shakespeare has no heroes, only heroines. Will you remember now? Don't make a mistake, okay? Don't make a mistake. Shakespeare has no heroes, only human beings, said Johnson. Shakespeare has no heroes, only heroines, said Ruskin. What aspect of Shakespeare did Johnson describe as what luminous vapours are to the traveller? He follows it at all adventures. It is sure to lead him out of his way and sure to engulf him in the mire. What aspect of Shakespeare did Johnson describe as misleading? These are like luminous vapours to the traveller. he follows it all the time, it will surely lead him astray. It will surely engulf him in the mire. Mire means dirt. Is it tragicomedy, violation of unities, sonnet or quibble? Bolo bolo. Hare, did you like the video, guys? Will you please like the video? बहुत मेहनत किए करती हूँ ना मैं, एक लाइक दे दो ना. It is quibble. Ta-da-dang. Puns and quibbles are Shakespeare's fatal Cleopatra. है ना? Puns and quibbles are Shakespeare's fatal Cleopatra. हाँ, अभी खत्म हो गया. We did some 25 questions or something. I will do like this every day and explain more. And I will come back with literary theory rapid revision also. We did till Neoclassicism. Tomorrow we will do Romanticism and 20th century. Okay, we will cover everything like this. I will try to give you more and more questions. Okay? Yes, it is quibble. Rahila, you said it, Rahila. Okay, thank you guys. Today is also small video, little small video. You can get the PDF of the session from our Telegram group. Okay? Telegram group कौन सा है? Valet's Test Public Group. Please join Valet's Test Public Group. You want me to explain? Quibbles are misleading writers. That is the meaning. Uma, quibble means punning, word play. Pun, word play, quibble. These are Shakespeare's fatal Cleopatra. They mislead the author. Did you understand? That is the meaning. So, thank you Manolin. All the questions you can get from our Telegram group, okay? If you can, you please join our British Literature course, Module 1. There is only 3,000 rupees fees. You are getting 30,000 rupees worth. If you don't join, it will be a big mistake you are doing actually. We are giving so much material. People are already overburdened. They are saying, so much material, how can we study? They are asking already. So, to join Telegram group, will you please WhatsApp me? I will. Telegram group hai Valet's Test Public Group. Search in Telegram. Valet's Test Public Group. Okay? And you can also join our British Literature course. Very inexpensive and extremely valuable because so much material is there. You know I won't cheat you, right? If I am giving you so much material for free, will I cheat you if you are a paid student? You can WhatsApp us, for all details. Will you do that, guys? Okay. So tomorrow, I will come. Multicultural identity and diaspora, Arpida is asking. Multicultural identity is what diasporic people will have. Multicultural identity is an aspect of the diaspora. Diaspora is larger. There are so many issues involved. Okay, guys? Thank you. Will you please like the video before you go? Good night. All blessings. I will post this in the Telegram group. Bye.